A feedback from you. When you saw the topic, what came to mind? How to generate leads. What came to your mind when you saw that particular topic? Let me take from you, sir.
Ose, let's hear you. Ose, you, stop looking back. We have about 9 persons who are new.
Okay, well, okay. Okay, sir.
Ose, we're waiting. When you saw the topic, what came to your mind?
What came to my mind?
Chika,
potential clients, and how to really connect to people. Get them on your side. And so that's why I came here today, because
It's in the email. It's in the email.
Okay.
Can you bring my phone? It's on the back.
Okay.
Yes. Can you repeat it again?
Okay. I said I literally came, but when I saw the topic, I was like, okay, this is one area that I've been having issues with.
Okay.
So there are basic things you've been teaching us for about. I joined November period.
Okay.
And you've been
Thank
teaching
you.
us step-to-step procedure.
Okay, sir.
When you get a no from a client, what should you do and any other thing. So
Okay.
I've experienced that one first instance with someone, and it was demoralizing. So through what you taught us,
Okay.
that's been an inspiration to go all out. And then this one again will at least expose my knowledge of how I can get potential clients.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. 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 So you got it.
I got to buy.
You got it. Okay, ma. The woman who is preparing to be the best.
When I saw the postcard, I was like, wow, this is what
Connect to Wi-Fi.
Okay.
this is what I've been expecting.
Okay.
How to really get leads, People are saying many things. But I found out that Gtext training is a kind of primary school. The way they teach you ABCD, taking things, I won't miss it too, because the ones they've taught me, I'm following it and I'm getting response. They're giving me hope. But this lead is a major one that I need it. So I have to make sure that I'm here, because I want to serve.
Okay.
And I really need the right people in my group, in my platform, and how to get them.
Okay. Okay. Does anybody wants to try from here? Lead generation. What does lead means to you? Thank you, sir.
Well, I think it's an internet world. How to generate traffic, as in attention
Okay.
to whatever products or services you are offering to the public.
Okay.
I borrow
Okay.
the word traffic, that is direction, attention.
We borrow you. Don't worry. We borrow you. Thank you, sir. You want to try, ma? Okay. But ma, you want to try? I know you are loaded. And if you are not loaded, you are not needed. But I'm sure you are loaded. Lead generation.
How to actually attract good clients.
Okay.
Not just clients. Clients that are ready to buy.
Okay.
That can actually afford what you are giving, what you have on ground, that can actually pay for it without thinking otherwise.
Thank you. All right. Let me quickly help us to balance things. And I like the word you borrowed. Lead generation. That is trying to get prospective buyers of your products. Prospective buyers. How do you get these people? Because there's no way you can sell without having people who are leads. These are the people that will be converted into a client. A number of times we mistakenly use some words. We interchange the word prospects for clients.
I don't know if you guys are aware, can you please unmute the other camera that is clear? Okay, can you unmute the other camera that is clear? And let's keep the audio on, because people are talking on Facebook and on the Zoom call. So the camera that is clear, let the audio come from that camera, because if the camera is the audio, that people will be saying about
So which of the cameras are we facing? This. So we're talking about the place of getting people who are prospective buyers of your products, trying to turn them into your clients. Now, how do you get these people? That is what we want to look at. Now, a number of times, many of us tend to struggle with where can I get people who are interested in what I'm doing? How do I get them? What are those things I'm supposed to tell them? Now, it's important for us to know that God gave us an opportunity to start a new day so we can learn how to do new things and to approach everything in a new manner. So, 2020, okay, are we together? I think we're having too many distractions. So, sir, which one am I facing? Or which one am I backing? Okay.
It's not anyone. Not anyone. This current source or is not that good. So the one that is good, you are not picking audio from it. Not that one source. And let's just use the camera as the source for both audio and video.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
These leads, where do we meet them? What do you tell them? How can you, meeting someone for the very first time, say something convincing that can make them to part away with their funds? My name is Adeyemi Adeni, the #1 bishop of real estate in Africa. So if you're searching online, so the keyword can be NO1, Bishop of Real Estate in Africa. On Facebook, on Instagram, you see me there. So what are those things that you say that can get someone stop and listen to you? Where do you get those people? What are those things you should do to be able to get these people and call them the leads? So those are the things we'll be looking at today. Now, many of us, we need to dissect the places where we go to, the people we talk to, the kind of businesses we do, where we eat, where we, before we can be talking generation of leads. Okay, now, I've often had this statement a number of times when I say that where you have lunch equals or is a function of what your sales will look like as a salesman. And I've often gotten a feedback like, go under the bridge and eat bread and beans. Waiting, under 500 naira, you are okay. So, and I tell you that truly it's humorous that many of us don't want to spend too much money. But the truth is this, you can't be willing to pay peanuts and not get monkeys. You can't be saying you want to eat bread and beans every afternoon and be expecting to get a check of 100 million. It's not possible. That's the truth. Now, a number of times, It is not that you want to be extravagant or you want to be too luxurious when you decide to go for a cup of cappuccino in a restaurant or in a hotel, or you decide to go for a buffet one evening with a group of friends. It's not being luxurious, but the truth is this: a number of times those people you are looking for or you are searching for to get your first check from will be found at Transcorp. So it is not being frivolous. Now, by training and by privilege, thank you, sir. By privilege, I got trained in the world of real estate directly through the founder of Property Man Real Estate Investment Limited, Mr. Adeshokpa Adeyinka. Now, and the company metamorphosed and became a group of company, gave birth to Paulton Morgan, which today has given birth to a number of companies, among which is the same Property Man that gave birth to it. Now, Property Man now became a baby under it, and we now have Grenadines Homes. We have Paulton Lloyds, Paulton, now we have Oceania, under Paulton Morgan that does high rise in Oniru, Now, by privilege, learning under him, even though it was from a humble beginning, but he has always told me, he would say that anything that has to do with a poverty mentality, you need to excuse yourself of it. Now, when I see where you go to, I can tell what your life will look like in the next couple of months, weeks, years. Now, a great man said, show me the books you read, the people you meet, and also where the places you go. Then I can tell you where you are going. At least, even if I don't have a clear picture of it, but have an idea of where you are heading to. I remembered one particular episode that happened between us many years ago when I told him, we launched at Transcorp, and I told him, I said, you know what, sir, just give me my own hotel money. Let me go and sleep somewhere else. Is it not to sleep and wake up? I'll meet you tomorrow morning. Before 8, you will see me here. And he said, no. You have to live a life of going for the best at all times. Because a number of times, those people you are looking for, they are 1% in a circle. And oftentimes, you find them in a particular place together. And that's the truth. They are friends. It's just a phone call away. I was with a man some times ago at Covenant Christian Center. I had the privilege of following one of my mentors, a revered mentor, for a speaking engagement. And while we were seated, one of the facilitators said, in his 15 years of his oil and gas business, he has never had more than one customer. Just like Sterling Bank would tell us, the one customer bank. He said, it is just one person who he has sold to that has referred him to second, and the second to third, and in the last 15 years that he became a multi-billionaire, it has just been one person who has referred him all around the world and made him who he is today. So what am I saying in essence? Now, the people that have gotten the funds that you are searching for is in a clique. Now, that's why it's important for you to read books like the 80-20 Pareto Principle, which tells you how you can put in 20% effort to get an 80% results. That 80% of the results you get is a function of the 20% effort you put into it. Now, when you are able to service well a particular lead, and he graduates into becoming a client in your hand, and you service him or her well, then you're on your way to fortune. Now, my company, by His grace, a few weeks ago, we had a fiscal allocation for some clients who were due, who bought into one of our sites and service came. Now, and one of the people who gave a testimony said, I discovered this company and I decided to follow this company because I have seen that everything I need, I can get it here. And as a result of that, I brought all of my children to come and be buying. So the mama, according to her testimony, each time she sees any of our children wants to buy any property, she just go and drag them. Oh yeah, come and buy here. It is just here. Now, don't forget that those prospects that you are ignoring today will graduate someday from their 200,000 to 500,000. One day they will grow to be controlling tens of millions. And someday they tend to be controlling hundreds of millions. And every other places and every other person you are looking at, prospecting to, will be a friend to those people. So it is important that you value every of the contacts you come across. Please don't forget where we started from. Where do you have your lunch? What about dinner? Somebody said, to eat just a plate of food for 7,000 naira. Owo koko back on here. Now, it is not bad. I mean, we do that. But the truth is this. For how long? So, let us begin to have a rethink, especially as we go on this holiday. What is your schedule like? Where do you intend to go? Now, you don't need to stretch yourself so much. Just try to get your call card together. That's your complimentary card. And go to good places. Now, I have the testimony of a guy in Abuja who wanted to join the IBB Golf Club. And he went to take a loan of $500,000 that year. He's a furniture guy. Just like the way we see furniture on the streets. But the difference between that guy and every other person is just exposure and what he's hearing, just like we are hearing now. And you know what happened? Having subscribed to paying for membership fee of $500,000, that $500,000 that year was more like a 5 million naira now. And the guy joined, and he had a target for joining. So such people, he's not just there to go and pick ball for you. He will ask you, sir, can I meet you? Because maybe the loan he took he has interest coming on it. Thank you, sir. He's servicing it all the time. So just to go and join a particular group or a social club. And in 3 months, this guy was able to pay back because he got just one job from just one person that cleared the whole money with interest. Now, a key member, and also so many things opened up for him. In the same vein, when I had it, I tried it. Sincerely, it works like fire. It works like fire. Now, I was sharing by privilege with somebody I revere so much, and some of you may know him. He's an authority. That's in person of Dr. David Oyedepo, Bishop Oyedepo. Sometimes last week, and I told him, I said, sir, I said, do you know the rich will continue to become rich? And the poor may continue to become poor if they don't change some of these things. And he said, true, tell me more. I said, sir, information is what differentiates the two sets of people. So we all have heard what you have told us. But what are we going to go and do with what you have said? And two, when you talk about information, so I was discussing, I was opening his eyes to some solutions. And I said, if we use this solution, we're going to save this much. If we use this solution, we're going to save this much. And he said, really? So let's see the solution. Information is what differentiates the poor from the rich. Now, do you know that most of those doors that you are knocking, that they are asking you whether you are on appointment or not, somebody is not knocking any door. He just goes to hang out somewhere 7 p.m. in the night. And he has gotten the job that you are looking for. Over a glass of wine. Now, I told some people someday, I'm whetting your appetite. I told some people someday, I said, when they say the difference between the airplane, there is a place they call business class, and there is a place they call economy. In Yoruba, economy is gbogbo. That is everybody just enter anyhow, whether with leg or with head, just enter. Now, that is where they ask you, do you have credit on your phone? Can I quickly use 1 minute? On the other side, the business part, they call it business class because it's for business people. And what they do in the business class is business. And a number of times, you can try it one day and just save up and trust God to enter a business class part of the plane and see what they do there. Sometimes for an 8-hour trip, they may not sit for more than 2-3 hours. They are talking businesses. They are exchanging contacts. Now, if they open that curtain that separates business from economy, there will be riots inside the aircraft. That's what I'm saying, sir. That's why they will allow you to see what is going on there. If you see, sir, you will revolt. If you go from, sir, in the same place, sir, like okay, you know, if you go from Lagos to Abuja, sir, and you're on a business class, they give you a menu list in business, and you pick what you want to eat. Meanwhile, in economy, they give you what? Okay, so they give you like cake, queen's cake or biscuit, and one small chivita, or they give you water, no tea, no coffee, no nothing. Okay, now in the same plane, I was going to Abuja for a business trip sometimes back, and the man I was sitting next to was the man controlling the bureau, the change of First Bank. And, we just had a little conversation. You don't talk too much. You just talk what you do, and you talk how your business can impact on that person's business. And that's the end of it. So, and you fix an appointment where to meet. So, whether over dinner or whether over lunch, or you want to meet in your estates or anywhere. The truth is this. I will always say this. Instead of you to go and rent a 5-bedroom duplex in Ajangbaji, come and rent a room boys' quarter in Ikeja. As much as I desire that you become a landlord, you can own your building in Ajangbaji and let your tenant be paying. And you can use it to fund your lifestyle in Ikeja. But the truth is this. If what you are looking for is in Ikeja, you have to stay in Ikeja. If the quality of people you are searching for are in VI, you have to go and rent a BQ in VI. That's the truth. You may not like it, but it's just the truth. When my company got me a place in an estate, I gave the board my mandate and I said, give me a year and I'll give you a business if you'll be willing to pay this premium for this property. And we had a deal. Within a year, I got the first contract to build a clinic for the estate. By the second year, I got a joint venture partnership for the company, which fetched us some fortune. Why this? It has nothing to do with pride. It has nothing to do with, it's just a way that you have to go if you must go. Okay, so let's move. How to become a lead expert. So, to all of our fans and all of our followers and friends online, we welcome you to the GCP training, the Gtext Consultant Program this week. My name is Adeyemi Adeni, the #1 Bishop of Real Estate in Africa, and I want to appreciate you for joining us. Please follow us keenly, and in a short time, we'll be done with this. Before I continue, I want to say compliments of the season to everyone watching online and offline. God bless you all. Real estate agents are more than just good salespeople, and they also have to be strong marketers, savvy negotiators, and they must possess expert knowledge of the market, which is constantly changing. It's important for realtors to maintain a healthy pipeline of leads. And when interest rates are low, you might be flooded with clients. But there is always a market fluctuation around the corner that can stop your momentum and your commission checks. Okay, so it's important for you to take this point that if you must be a consultant, you must pay attention to be a strong marketing person. You must be a strong negotiator. And you must possess an expert knowledge of the markets. I've often said, excuse me. Thank you, sirs. Thank you, ma'am. I've often said at different trainings that it's important for you to get an expert knowledge of the market. Don't just pay attention to knowing how much your product is going for. Know what is going on around the product you are selling. You know why? A number of times, people that you are talking to always draw a comparison. Why are you selling for 100 naira when somebody is selling for 20 naira around you? So you must be able to give valid reasons why it is so. Let's move forward, sir. Now, strategies for lead gathering includes, but not limited to, 1, building partnerships. There's a need for us to build partnerships. So, network with other local businesses to form mutually beneficial partnerships. Host happy hours. Send gifts to clients or leads and form local alliances that will increase your sales pipeline. Now, these are some of the industries that you can look at forming partnership with. Number 1, insurance companies. Number 2, personal bankers. Number 3, commercial lenders. Number 4, bakeries. Title companies, number 5. Now, there are other companies that I've mentioned before now that you need to pay attention to. And I gave instances at one time or the other that there are people that when you see them, think partnership. And if anybody can remember from those who are very, very familiar with this class, you remember that I've given instances of you forming an alliance with bankers that they know their customers who have loose funds. And I gave an instance of a particular lady who was a banker in Abuja whose friend, who happened to be my assistant in the branch at that time, and who was able to get the lady to say, you know what, who among your customers have loose funds that can buy this particular products? And she said, I know somebody whose money is just sitting in the accounts. He does not have a need for it. So let me talk to him if he will be interested. And the account officer spoke to the customer, to our customer, and the customer said, sure, why not? How much is the house? 70 million. Okay, you can subscribe for one. Just do the due diligence. So it was the banker who engaged the lawyer to carry out the due diligence to be sure that all the necessary documents are together for the property. And having done that, the owner of the money said, go ahead and buy it. So it's okay. If you're okay, I'm okay with it. And the man authorized the first 70 million and he bought through the account officer. Okay. So the account officer, because she had a deal with our friend who is in the company, they agreed that, okay, 5% was the commission being paid then. So they had agreed 50-50. That's 2.5 each. So 5% of 70 million is what? 3.5 million. Thank you, sir. 3.5 million. So they both share 3.5 million, 50-50%. So that means one person got about 1,750,000. So after that first one, the project continued also. And the company now used our own influence to further convince the man that we're a company that have come to stay. Okay, what did we do? It was the man's birthday, and we decided to celebrate him. So we bought him an S2 Samsung phone that came out then. It was the days of S2. So plus a cake, and we presented to the man. He was not at home, in absentia, and he got it when he got back. And when the man got back, something was triggered in him, and he told the account officer, give them 140 million again. That is for 2 units extra. So 5% was paid again on 7 million. So yes, sir. And the two, both the account officer and the person inside, the accountant, shared the money, 53.5. Immediately the accountant sent, he arranged for wedding. Me, I used to think that he was never a lover boy, that he doesn't like to marry. I didn't know it was money. Because immediately the 3.5 landed, the guy printed IV. Immediately after the wedding, sent the wife for a program in the UK. And before you know it, one thing led to the other. At the end of this whole transaction, the man ended up buying 6 units of houses at 70 million naira each. So what am I saying in essence? That wouldn't have happened if not that there was a partnership that was built with a banker. You've got banker friends, but what are they doing for you? If your relationship with them will not close you a deal. A number of them have gotten access to those people that will buy what you are selling. Strike a partnership with them. The second set of people apart from this, are people who are where? Does anybody want to help me? Apart from these people? Oil and gas. Oil and gas doesn't happen every time. It doesn't happen all the time. But there are some people that when you strike partnerships with them, you are sure of getting people from them. Let me tell you, two. Well connected. Okay, well connected. You are connected now. Everybody is connected. But sometimes it doesn't really work that way. Okay, let me tell you the second category of people. Lawyers. Lawyers have strong connections. They have they have people whom they have done their will for. And they know what is going for what children. So they can tell you this is the net worth of this guy. I can talk to him if he will be interested in what you're doing. So they have strong networks by the virtue of their profession. So they have people whom they have advised to keep their money in a particular portfolio. So they can tell you if you are smart enough to strike a deal of an alliance with them, that this is what you get if I can get so people from you. And the third categories that I've always spoken about, apart from bankers, lawyers, the third category are who? Somebody wants to help me? Sir?
Stockbrokers.
Stockbrokers, yes, you are right, sir. You are right, sir. Stockbrokers, yes. Pastors. Okay, sir. Yes, I agree, sir. I agree. True. Yeah. Pastors and bishops. Oh my God. Okay, how will pastor now know person who have money? Oh my God. Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you partially, sir. Yes, they know. But a number of times, it is not as we think. That's not the way it happens. It's not every rich people that goes to a church that pays tithes. That's the truth. Sincerely. There are a number of people that what they make as their tithe, they use it to support different initiatives and charities. Some people don't pay tithe into church. So we may not really be able to pinpoint, the pastor may not be able to use that to access who is rich in the congregation. So, yes, like partners. Okay, yes.
So they have different categories of partners.
But by my own, what has worked for me, for instance, I've seen that if I was waiting for a contact or a connect from church, but at least there is a level God must have taken you to before they can say, you need properties, go and meet brother, what's the name, sir? Brother Kolawole. Go and meet Brother Kolawole. We are sure that there is peace of mind. However, there are some churches who I can confidently tell you that they make boasts in making sure that their members succeed. There are some churches like that also. I'm glad to be a part of one of those churches. Amen. Let's move forward. So that's number one, build partnerships. Number two, become a restaurant regular. I've mentioned this to us that, see.
No, you wanted to make mention of a particular set of people.
Yes, sir.
Before somebody mentioned pastor.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. So I'd mentioned bankers, I'd mentioned lawyers. Then I was saying that, thank you so much, sir. I was saying that there is one last category of people that it's important for you to also talk to. And I needed somebody to assist us in this. Sir? Doctors? Politicians? If I tell you, my experience with politicians is not... Politicians, they are... A number of times, many of them are greedy. I know one particular politician who will be the one to renovate his house by himself. He knows how much they sell, trip of sand, cement. There was a time I told my wife, I said, I don't want to be seen with a particular person because he won't allow the people who should help me to see me. You know, there are some people that when they are seen around you, people that should help you, they won't help you. Because this man will come to our house in the night, like 11 p.m. My wife will stay amala for him in the midnight. Because that's the time he will finish his meetings and will come to the house. Pastor, oh yeah, madam, please make food for us. And most times when you are trying to be hospitable, it will look like you are investing, that one day he will do something. For information, you are your own. I remembered a part of my spiritual part by his grace, that this same man had, he stepped on something, and it was my house that he remembered to come. That he said, Pastor should come and pray for him. We prayed and God healed him. When he has made the money, he won't come to our house. When he has stepped on something, he will come to So politicians, they are not, see, I told somebody from this class, and the person chatted me, I said, sales is spiritual. The person came to ask me, sir, what do you mean by sales is spiritual? And my conclusion is found in John 3:27. Please pardon me. John 3:27 says, for a man can receive nothing except it is being given to him from heaven. If God has sent a politician to you, he will deliver. But if, see, there are users of destinies. They'll just be seeing you around fleet of cars, posh cars, but it won't amount to one jalopy for you. That's why it's important to know what you are doing. Oh, God's tight. Don't follow men, follow God. He will be the one to touch the heart of men for you. So the people, in fact, let me give you an instance. I'll still come back to the third category of people. When I was in secondary school, there was somebody that I believed that knowing them, I'm made in life. Because the woman who was one of my teachers he paid for my first WAEC in life. I was in SS1 then. And she said, I know you will clear all these papers. I couldn't afford WAEC, so she paid for me. They are from the renowned, I don't want to mention the name of the family, in Nigeria, very renowned. And knowing such people, I concluded that I can't search for a job in my life. Anyway, I didn't have any knowledge about God then. So things continued. And one day, after our company had started, leaving school many years after, I now saw the son of the woman who bought me my first WAEC. I now saw him. We met online and we decided to see. So he came to my office and we got talking. And as he was sitting in front of me, God told me, he said, something is wrong with this guy. I said, hello. I was still attending to my accountant. At the same time, he was trying to, I told him to just wait. That I didn't want him to stay at the reception. That's why I said, you should come upstairs. Just wait, I'll soon be with you. I said, the moment God told me something was wrong, I said, I hope you are okay. He said, very okay, very okay, very. After some time, the accountant left. And I said, I hope you are okay. And he busted into tears. And I said, what happened? He said, things have not been easy. I said, what about this person? What about this person? He said, it does not add up. So he said, as a matter of truth, his wife was few weeks, a week or 2 weeks to EDD, and he has not bought Pampers. So I told him, I said, you know what? God has a reason for everything. If I give you money, you will finish it. Can you work? He said he can work. We have a site that we just acquired. We want to do clearing. What do you know about heavy equipment and the rest? He said, I will go and find out about everything you want me to find out. Fast forward. I told him, I said, this is the way to go about it. Go to that axis, go and get one of the heavy equipments, negotiate, bring your invoice. We'll give you the job. Go and do the job. Whatever you make is yours. We won't negotiate. To the glory of God, he came back, told us. The moment he was given that job, according to the wife said he carried his car. He went to sit on the in the site. He was there full 1 week without returning home. He was sleeping inside the car to tell you how much he has been afflicted. And he saw just one break. That is the son of the person I was saying, knowing them. I have opened. Yes, sir. So it is, I tell the story oftentimes, not mentioning the name, just for you to know that if you put your hope in men, they'll fail you. Oftentimes, not because they wish to fail, but because they too, they need help. And there's nobody they can talk to about it. Because it will look like a thing of shame to them. So, the third category of people that you should consider have friends who are lawyers, friends who are bankers, then you should consider people who are, help me now, insurance. Insurance is good, but they don't really have that solid connect like that. Footballers. You are right, sir. Footballers, yes, true, sir. True, sir, you are right, sir. Footballers. Successful footballers. Successful artists. Yeah, it's true. They too, they have money. They have money. But during lockdown, artists know they get money. When event centers are under lock and keys, footballers, during lockdown, no money. You know that during lockdown, bankers, money was still flying. During lockdown, lawyers were still doing will. So any of those professions that lockdown does not lock down, check it out. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. E-commerce, like Genido. Yes. Yeah, e-commerce, yes, true. But I'm still searching for that third one. Cooperatives. Okay? Instrumental payment. Please help me now. Mr. Chaku. Yeah. Pharmacy. Investors. Doctors. Investors. Which type of investors? Angel investors. Okay. Data analyst. You are close to it. Data analyst.
Child business, data.
Let me say it straight. Those in the ICT field. ICT. Sir, ma, pay attention to them. Excuse me. They are very rich. A number of them. Those who are cybersecurity experts, if you have them as friends, they have money, they may be pretending no. That's the truth. Look at what happened during the lockdown. ICT was never locked down. That was the time they picked up. Most of the things that were done were through online when people could not go out. Who are those people? I remember the time when I had the opportunity of pitching in ICT group, in an ICT group in the US. They are young people. They are not Yahoo. They are doing legal ICT businesses. They track people who are doing Yahoo. These guys will pay you cash for anything. Pay attention and let's search them out, wherever they are. You have them as friends, you have them as brothers, you have them, some of them work, in most multinationals, you have the ICT departments. Check out who those guys are. They always have loose funds that they can play with. They don't buy house on installments. They do cash down. Because oftentimes they are paid such that there's nothing any fraudulent person is trying to make that can appeal to them. They pay them heavily, like they are doing drugs. They pay them. There's a woman who shared a testimony in church who is presently the number one person in cyber security, whatever, in Nigeria, in Africa. I reached out for her to exchange contact with her because she has the connect to other women in Africa who are cyber security guys. They pay them heavily. Pay attention. So become a, sir, have I answered the questions? So become a restaurant regular. We've discussed this before, that it's important for you to, one thing, this one before I got to know about it professionally. A number of us have been doing it. There are some restaurants that they know you very well there. E.g. Mr. Biggs, because you have business meetings, business discussion in most of those restaurants. So when you get there, they already know that you buy water or you buy snacks and you host your friends there. However, if you have been going there and you don't have a good reputation, they will embarrass you and your people that you are holding meeting with. I remember the day at Tejo Show Mr. Biggs that, we got in, we bought some snacks and we're about going out and they were blocking the entrance. And we're wondering, why are they blocking the entrance? They said, so person is coming and each time he comes here, it's just to go and use the toilet. He won't buy anything. So those security guys were telling each other, you don't come, you want poo-poo, you want shit, make you know enter. So please don't be in such a category that all you do there is to add up to their soccer, but you are not adding anything to their pockets. So even if the guy has been going there to do poo-poo and he has been sorting these people out, it will have been better. So they have to go and, Mr. Biggs, they have to go and do tokotaya. What's tokotaya in English? Sir? Apple and staple. Asp and staple. Thank you, sir. It takes an elderly man to know it, sir. Okay, so please build rapport with the staff. Gain access to the best tables and appear popular and plugged into your community. You might even get to know the other regulars, making you the perfect person for them to contact when they are ready to buy. Somebody can even come to that restaurant if you have been good to them and they are talking about something to the manager or to any of the staffs and they say, we know somebody that we can refer to you. So you can strike a deal that you even put a roll-up stand of what you are selling in a particular place. You can buy a spot there. A lot is going on. You can go to Spa, strike a deal with them, put your roll-up stand there. You can go to a place, you can actually talk to them, and they allow you to drop your flyers or your brochures. Talk to them. You don't need to pay so much. You just strike a deal with them. They will allow you. So some people, okay, let me say this. Some people will tell you that they don't eat outside. They don't eat out. I'm also an advocate of that. I don't really eat out. But there are some times that you must do deliberately because of the kind of people you intend to meet. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. Number 3. Use coming soon signs. Use the coming soon signs. please know that the coming soon signs, they are a tried and true way to generate interest in your properties and expertise. So when a product is about coming out, please put it online in every of the places where you know that people can reach you. Put a coming soon. So it will whet their appetite. And when a particular product is sold out, you are selling for Gtext, for instance, when a particular product you are selling is sold out, put a sold out sign on it so that it can tell someone that, oh, this thing I refused to buy then has been sold out, even without me buying. Some of them will now be the one to tell you that, you know what, sir, please tell me when the next one is out. So it's a good way of telling people that with or without you, business is still going on. Because sincerely, I always tell people that a number of times, many people will not buy into your product except it becomes luxury. Yes, sir.
One can actually still add the in-between.
Yes, sir.
Ongoing.
Yeah. Or work in progress. Yes, sir. You are right, sir. So, but either of them, any of them you are using, sir, is just to probably show a sign that we are making progress. Sold out, coming soon, work in progress, and so on and so forth. It's a good way of telling the world that you are in business. Some people are sitting here on your profile, whether on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. There are some people that there's nothing that suggests to the world that they are into property sales. Some people, they have lied to the point where nobody is willing to even help them. They put on their profile that they work for Schlumberger or they work for ExxonMobil. And people who need property keep going to their sites. They can't see anything suggesting property. Simply because you are trying to just form what is not. Why not edit it and put it there that you consult for your property need, contact me. Simple. For property solutions, contact me. Or consultant Gtext Homes. Or, you can't tell how much people need what you are doing until you have put up your banner that this is what you do. You cannot get to know how much people need what you're doing until you have actually indicated that this is what you do. Now, let me give you an instance. I have the privilege of heaven to be among the few people, among others, that consult for Winners Chapel in the area of real estate. And I can tell you by grace that serving God pays. It may not look like what you are looking for in the immediate, but it's just a matter of time. Now, and I discovered that each time I have the privilege of speaking to the president and founder, when we talk about real estate, it's always more of value. It is nothing about sentiments. It is purely value proposition. Now, if I say I am hiding what I do, or I'm not bold enough to tell the world that this is what I do, then it will take me time before I have the privilege of even being one of the consultants. Let me also let you know that it is not a bad idea if you get to a point where you even give yourself a name that depicts what you do. Just like the slogan, #1 Bishop of Real Estate in Africa. A number of pastors and winners will say, the bishop himself, I'll say in real estate, please. One day I humorously said, I said, please don't let them sack me here. Yeah, because you can't have two bishops inside Canaan land. So I always include it in real estate, please. In real estate. And even though it's humorous, but the truth is this, that has been the name a number of them will still address me as. The bishop of real estate, the bishop of real estate, the bishop of real estate. All the glory to God. Now, but it comes to having a brand name, a brand identity. You must have, everybody cannot be a bishop of real estate. Somebody called me from Ikorodu someday. He said, the bishop of real estate, I know you are the bishop. Please give me number 2. I want to be number 2 bishop of real estate. I said, I dash you. You need a brand identity, because I've often said this, that each time you see the face of some certain brands, something comes to your mind, because that is what they do. But when your face comes up, what will they say you are doing? You understand what I'm saying? Okay? Like, who is the hottest footballer right now, sir? That everybody knows globally. See Ronaldo. Ronaldo, Messi. Okay. When you see their faces, you don't need anybody to tell you what they do. You remember very well soccer.
You remember their jersey number.
Sir?
You even know their jersey number.
Their jersey number. Thank you, sir. Now, what about in basketball? Hottest right now. Sir? Les Brown. Les Brown. Les Brown James. Okay, I think we don't really do basketball. Okay, so when you see his face, so you know this is basketball. Even if they don't show any other thing, just the face up, you know this is basketball. Okay? When you see the face of King Sunny Ade, you know, juju music. Okay. When you see Anthony Joshua, boxer. Okay. But the question would now be, when they show your face, what will they know you for? It should be real estate. So now, I remember the time I was talking to the MD of Gtext many years ago when I was trying to go online, because before now, I've just been a coded person doing my own business. I don't want wahala. I don't want anybody to know me. You know, I'm from this modest family where people don't shout. You know, where you don't want them to know you because of, yes, sir. And because, you know, your father, you are from one place where, you know, Fariwo, you know, from this family that, yes, sir. God bless you, sir. I used to, you got me, sir. That from the family where, you know, if they see you online, they can attack you spiritually, they can do this, say, picture one more. I used to be like that. But one day, I told myself, why am I saved? Why am I a child of God? If my light cannot scare the people of the world, it should be them running away from me. It's not me running away. Okay, when I saw my fathers in the faith, how much people, without the consent of him or his wife or his children, how they use their picture in different places. How many people do they want to fight? Why did you put our picture there? I said, just like Esther said, if I die, I die. I will not die in the corner of my bedroom. I must make a noise. People must know what I stand for. I must be a solution giver, not for money. Now for value. For value. If I am able to impact lives and it can turn somebody's life around, there's no way money won't follow. So I made up my mind. So I spoke to the MD Gtext Homes. Then we've been friends for many years. And I told him, because he has been into digital marketing for those years, and I told him, I said, I want to go online. I want to at least make a statement that this is what I do. I want to be of impact to people. So he said, okay, MOG, I know you for 2 things. 1, I know you are a marriage coach and counselor. 2, I know you are a real estate don. What would you like to be known for? I said the two. I said no. You will get people confused. He said, when they see your face, they must know you for one thing. When they now invite you for that one thing they know you for, your other parts can now come out. So pick one. I said I'll get back to you. So when I sat down, I said, if I pick the marriage and relationship part, from the day I've been settling quarrel in people's marriages, how many people have given my family food? It's a simple and bitter truth, sincerely. Okay, from the day I've been settling quarrel for people, how many people have said, thank you for the last quarrel you settled? Take this. Now, the other part, real estate. For years, you've gone to pay, because I went to learn as an apprentice the real estate for over 5 years. You paid with your blood. And this is what has been putting food on your table by the help of God. So which one would you choose? I said the one that has been putting food on my table. So I called him back and I said, I picked the real estate one. He said, now you are talking. And that was how I started building content gradually online to begin to teach people on real estate little by little, open a website, and that was how I started little by little. And I'm still gradually building the traction because it's not something you do and finish in one day. However, there are people that God has called into the area of marriage reconciliation that they have gone professional about it. They've gone to LBS to take a course. They have templates or forms they give. You fight, you take form, you pay 150,000 per session. You fight again tomorrow, you pay another 150. Excuse me. So eventually people tell themselves, husband and wife, Jamon, we are no fighting. No. You know that if we go to, I know some of those people who take, they've been taking 150,000 as far back as 4 years ago per session. And almost 10, 15 people in one day. You know, people fight a lot in marriage. So, and it is the joy of these guys that we're not saying you shouldn't fight. Just fight, just come. The moment the couple appear is 150. And people pay. And they will just give them assignment to go and do. The assignment that will involve the two of them. So they will go back and fight again. They will come back with the assignment differently. You still pay 150 again. So it makes them, they have a way of putting people together, and they have moved from the level of it becoming raw talents, now becoming a skill that is putting food on their table. So real estate, take it as something that is worth transferring to children's children. And it is only doable if your face has become a brand on its own. So if you want to choose sales of land alone, choose it. Let it be your niche. If it is houses you want to be selling, if you pick only bungalows, let it be your niche. But by all means, be known for doing it. Don't just, real estate is not something you do in the passing. You can make a fortune out of it. By His grace, I stand as a testimony, and I can say it. You can make a fortune out of real estate, but there is a way to go about it. And that's why Gtext has put this together to learn and to teach people on a weekly basis on how to be one of the best and biggest consultants of all times. So number four, don't neglect leads. Thank you, sir. Don't neglect leads. So did you show a prospect 3 properties before she realized she wasn't ready to buy? Don't throw away a number. Don't neglect anybody. They may not buy the one you are selling today, but that does not mean they won't buy the one you sell tomorrow. please don't neglect leads. Now, a number of times, many years ago, 2008, 2009, we have sold property to people who bought property of 575,000 naira, and they were paying 25,000 every month. Some of those people today, they are now multi-millionaires, and they can afford to buy properties in Banana Island. So that somebody bought a property from you for next to nothing some years back does not mean it can't still grow to become one of your most favorite luxury branded customers. And that they didn't buy today does not mean they won't buy tomorrow. Let me tell you, there are some people that will never buy your property until it becomes a luxury property. There are some people you are begging to buy a property of maybe 10 million now, or let's even use the cheapest one, maybe about 4 million or 3.5 million, for instance, that they are saying, no, I'll get back to you. Do you know that it is when you are selling those properties for 25, 50 million that some of them will come back and say, hey, that property you told me about then, do you still have it? That one is now that one is now 50 million. No, you know I told you it was 3.5 million. Say, calm down. Let's talk. That's when some of them will buy. That's the truth. Because some people, the way God has designed us is different. There are some people that if they don't see, they don't believe you, like Thomas. Let me tell you, this wedding band, by profession, my mother is a goldsmith. And you know who a goldsmith is? They make gold. I have seen, growing up with her, how I saw, God deliberately wanted me to see it actually, how gold looks like before it is being melted. A man brought a bucket of rubbish into my mother's workshop one day. A bucket of rubbish, quote me. And inside that bucket, nylon, brooms, sand, like tin that they have mashed on the road. Everything inside, like I can call it everywhere. When you see it, when they brought it, they were negotiating, and my mother told him how much he was going to charge to melt it. And the children were saying, kidding, Conti, why what's this thing that you want to collect? She said, you just watch and see. Fast forward. The following day, she started the work and took this rubbish into the factory where they use, there's something they call bellows. Yes, that that one is mechanized, so with fire. So they started melting these things. From morning, about give or take, maybe like 10 a.m., at about 4, 5 p.m., these things have turned red and have started separating. As the separation began, by itself, she brought out some in that raw, fiery state, brought it out, scooped it, dropped it inside water. You hear shh, then it will become solid. So at the end of the day, she was able to separate 9 karat gold from 14 karat gold, from 18 karat gold, from 22 karat gold, 26 karat gold, inside one rubbish. Now, take me as a prospective buyer of a product that saw the beginning of that raw material. We called it eruwere. But when it has gone through the phases it should go through, and it came out as pure gold, you now see people who will come with irukere, who will bid. They'll come out and say, how much is this one? but none of them will ever turn to it in that former state. Some people will never believe in you until you are finally formed. There are some people that today, when I tell them I have a property in XY place today, they will tell me to send the account number immediately, and they'll pay into that account. Not because of my face, but because they already believe I can't run away with their money. But the need of years ago, when I speak to such people, they say, you use juju. To where you are not serious. So sincerely, that's exactly the way it is. So don't struggle too much with prospects. See yourself in that raw state of gold that is not yet refined. Because when you are finally refined and reformed, they will be the one to beg you that I'm sorry the way I treated you before, but now I'm ready to. Now, those times when I was in that raw state, like that gold I told you about, I sell myself to people and I tell them that this property I'm telling you about, it has 1, 2, 3 prospects. That's where the place of product knowledge is important, and having a good knowledge of all the things you have around you. Now, by His grace, there are some people that I've spoken to that they concluded and said that even though you don't look like what you are selling, but I'll consider it. And I've shared with us a particular client or prospect many years ago that it took me close to 2 years before he could say yes to buying from me. And eventually when he bought, the heaven opened. And meanwhile, he was not the only one. No. Don't wait with one person alone and be saying that you believe you will still buy. You must keep prospecting. You must keep prospecting. And I always say this as my own rule of thumb in real estate. Talk to a minimum of 30 people per day. 30 people. 30. Yes, sir. I know you're a big man. But you know how you can get these 30 people? We go to the mall. Not every day, but sometimes we go for shopping, sir. 2, we go to church. We go to mosque. We have neighbors. We have friends. We have followers. Now, it will amaze you to know that these 30 people may not be directly people you are talking to. Being said also that 20% will also pick interest to buy out of 6. So it's usually 20% of 20. So that will give us about 1.2. At least if we can prospect to 30 people per day about what we do, seriously. Now, let me tell you, I don't know if you've heard about Michael Jordan. Of course, you know him. How much dunk it does each day when he's practicing. Each day, he practices and drops the ball 500 times per day. If at 499 he misses the basket, he starts from the beginning every day. So how much time do you spend on what you do? If you don't give it time, you can never get its best. It's important. When I'm going online for a program, a real estate program, it will take me not less than 3 hours of intense study about real estate. Go to Pinterest. Go and search about real estate topics and read. Pinterest. Yes, sir. Pinterest. Yes, sir. Pinterest. Go and search about real estate topics. Yes, sir. Go and search about what is trending, about what ought to be done as it concerns real estate. You need to research, pay attention. You know, each time, for instance, like the example I gave you the other time, each time I have the opportunity of sitting down with people who matter by His grace, and they invited you on the premise of real estate, that's not the time to speak in tongues. It's time to talk real estate. You don't get it. So you draw inferences, you draw examples, instances. Case study 1, case study 2, case study 3. The reason why I'm suggesting we do this or you invest into this is because, I mean, in 1979, when so-so company invested in so-so thing, they invested X amount of money and they got, by the time you say those things, no, you know what you're doing. I think, so how much are we looking at? For a global concern like this, we could do, maybe we could start with 100 million. 100 billion? You mean dollars? Exactly, you got it, sir. Even no naira. Sincerely, deals has been cleaned that way by the virtue of the content you have built over time. See, if you are not willing to put in dollars, don't expect to get dollars. So that's the truth. Yes. Yes, sir.
You're saying something about talking to 30 people. I want to be practical.
Okay, sir.
If I don't have time, you're talking about, say, okay, you can actually arrange
Agents. Yes, sir.
Is there any methodology to arrange those agents or something that you have an idea you want to
Okay, sir.
share?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. I have shared the story over time, and when I was in property math, and someday one of my colleagues told me about raising agents. That was in 2008, 2009. I've told this story over and over again, and he told me, he said, this raising agency thing, the way it works is like fire. The person talking to me, he does not have serious agent. Maybe he has maybe 2. Maybe he has like 2. But those 2 at least were giving, yes sir, they were giving him something. They were selling. So each of us had a target that you must meet every week. So because every Monday we must sit down for the review meeting. What you did last week, you must come and deliver to the management on Monday. So I remember that particular day. So as he was talking to me, race agent, we're in one small room, the smallest room in the office. So the Holy Spirit now told me, after he left, the Holy Spirit said, if you have 10 people who are working with you, and you have 10 oranges, and you are the 11th person, and you desire to also drink from that orange, how do you share it? Sincerely, I didn't hear from anybody. Holy Spirit told me that day. 10 oranges, 10 people, I'm the 11th person, and I want to drink from it. How do you share it? So I said, I'll give all of them. So how do you enjoy? I said, I don't know. He said, you will first give all of them 1-1. That's 1. That way, you have appealed to them that you care about them. He said, 2, now appeal to their emotions. When you appeal to their emotion, something will happen. They will give you half of 1-1. Eventually, sir, you have drank 5. You drank more than all of them. He said, that's how it is when you raise agents. You can't do this thing alone. Don't struggle. So I said, Holy Spirit, I hand over. So how do I go about it? So he said, I'll tell you when it's time. See, God told me many years ago, He said, the greatest assets a man can own is not the choicest property on the island, but it is access to the voice of God. It's the greatest asset. When you can hear what God is saying. So I was invited for an award in 2009 in Ogun State University as the best alumni of that church, a particular church. I'm Winners Chapel in there. And when I was there, I was to give my vote of thanks after they've given me the award. And God said, this is the time to raise the agents. Nebo, final year students. I said, final year? Okay. So as I gave the vote of thanks, and I told them that in case you are among the final year brethren that made this happen, and you want to do a little job before going for NYSC, you can come over each time you are in Lagos or anytime you are in Lagos, because I'll be recruiting some people to be selling for me where I work. So in case you are interested, just put down your name with so-so person. And the day I gave for people to come, from the numbers that came, I was able to recruit 13 of them that day. That's to tell you the numbers that came before I could get 13. So from those 13, I decided, so what next? So Holy Spirit, now that you have given me 13, how do I pay these people? I said, don't trouble yourself. Just pour yourself in them. So everything I think I knew at that time about real estate, I started training them. So, and then I was the head of marketing for Property Mart. So having finished my meeting with the team in Property Mart, I still have to go and now attend to my own 13 people. Because then my boss now gave me the BQ of the main office that I should be putting my own people there. So those 13 people were there. I appointed a leader among them.
Oh, he's aware.
He's aware, yes, sir. He's aware. So he said, okay, since you are interested in this business, don't worry, I'll give you the support. So he gave me a BQ to be using at the back. So I'll talk to them. That time, I think I was giving them interest of 2,500 naira per head. That one, I have been saving from my commissions, what I call seed money, which I put back into the business. So that was what I could be giving them 225 from. So all of them will go out at the same time to different places while I'm sitting in the office praying for them. You know what happened? At the end of the first 1 month of investing in them, the following week, each time we are declaring, okay, this is the number of plots I've sold for the week, then we're doing only site and service scheme. So while others are declaring 10 plots, 5 plots for the week, I started declaring 500 plots per week to the glory of God.
You are still selling for Property Mart?
Yes, sir. Oh. I was a full staff of Property Mart. But I now have my own branch. So in fact, I got to a time that it was the wife of the MD that now said, let's help you register a company. So I now registered a company that became a subsidiary of Property Mart called Graceville Homes Limited. The wife of the MD is a lawyer, so she was the one who registered it for me. I paid her instrumentally for the registration. But the testimony is that a number of my colleagues now started raising agents. Because, sir, okay, people won't think until you have. So the glory of God, now help me calculate, okay, let's say the 500 plots sold, people paid instrumentally. 25,000 naira was the installment then. Just calculate 25,000 times 500 plots in 1 week. The commission, 10%. As a matter of truth, we're given a target of 500 plots in 3 months. If you eat 500 plots in 3 months, you collect 15% and not 10% again. And in 1 week, by His grace, I did 500 plots. That was how my destiny turned for life. Because I took it personal. Those people, those 13 people that I started with, some of them are still organs in Grenadines at Churchgate Towers in VI today. Because when I was leaving the company, when I was sent forth, the company took some of those guys from, you can't go with this one. So all the glory to God. Now, what am I saying in essence is this. Practically speaking, if you are not willing to part with something, don't expect to get anything. I was willing to part with something to raise people as agents. Now, when we're paid 10%, then before it was increased to 15%, so take 5%, I take 5%. So on a monthly basis, sometimes my commission was over ₦1 million on a monthly basis by the virtue of the volume that was done. The only thing I now did, in fact, let me say this, to the glory of God, I retired early in real estate because that thing made me to retire early. Because I now got to a point where I will only sit down and be controlling you on the field. Hello, where are you now? What's going on there? No, leave that formation for so-so person. Let another person take over. You be coming home. I need you for so-so assignment. There's a lady that time, she just finished from secondary school, that her own work was to go and be distributing receipts. All the clients, from Ibadan to Abeokuta, they will take her to the bus stop. Here, enter bus, straight, when you come. She just came out of secondary school. Everybody was gainfully employed. Today, those people, some of them who are no longer in the real estate industry, we have some of them as lawyers doing well in their industry. Some of them I have even two. I spoke to one of them based in South Africa. They are all doing well. So, but the bottom line is this. You can raise people. There are lots of unemployed people out there who just need direction. And you can be a blessing to them. So that's one of the things that GCP is all about. You can bring them for trainings. When you bring them for trainings, now talk together. How do we go about these things? How can we sell this thing? Now, you know, the good thing about it was that it got to a time that the people's efforts, you know, I was the staff there in the company. It was me it was counting for. So suddenly, the company just said someday and said, we are sending the best salespeople to Dubai. So it was what they calculated that they said, based on this that is done, you guys can go to Dubai. So all expense paid trip with $5,000. The agents were collecting their money. Of course, whatever was due to them as commissions, as salaries, they were getting it. Now, the accumulation of their efforts was my own effort, was my own results. So,
It's you that now went to Dubai.
yes, sir. It's me that will go. It's me they are working for, sir. You know, for instance, now in Gtext.
But over time,
Yes, sir.
don't you think some of them will like say, okay, they want to enter Gtext directly?
You can't escape that, sir. It will get to a time. Some of them, their eyes will open. You can't escape. I even know a particular lady that we had spoken, and she said she was going to sell for me. I invited her to the company. The day she came, she mistakenly ran into the hand of the MD and spoke to the MD directly. And the company employed her directly. Just the first day. I can't fight her. And the truth is this, at the end of the day, what the MD just did for me was that, okay, for your effort, for being the one to bring her to the office, on every sale she's making in the company, you have your commission on it. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? And she was selling very well. You are doing well. Continue. You understand? So what am I saying in essence is this. The way you are here in Gtext, doing this for Gtext, is an opportunity for you to make fortune. People can be selling for you, that it will be counting for you. They can be putting it under you. That when it gets to a time when the best consultant is to be nominated, you emerge. Just like Madame has shared her dream. Please watch out for her. Sincerely, it works like fire, and that's real estate. It is not, real estate in summary in Yoruba is, that means money is not good in one person's pockets. That's real estate. You can't do it alone. Somebody is searching for something. You have it. Share it. People want to buy. And you are the ones that knows the products. Tell them to come. Even the people who are referring, tell them, this is what we share. Be quick to put it into pen and paper to give you an assurance. Whatever is due to you, we'll share it. Whatever is due to me, we'll share it. And everybody will be happy. That's real estate. From that particular year, I've never known a downtime. I have people selling for me everywhere in the world. Cool cash. Yes, sir. Amen. It's like money ritual. Sincerely. A man bought some properties from me some months back, and he told me, he said, that my wife told me about you, and I felt I should see if this could work. Okay, I want to buy some of these properties. So we spoke. Meanwhile, myself and the wife called me and said she overheard the husband talking to his friend about property in Nigeria. I just felt, okay. So the husband was not talking to the wife. The wife just overheard the husband talking to the friend and quickly called me in Nigeria that, Pastor, Alpha, there's a business. I had my husband talking to somebody. What's my own in it if I can convince him? And we agreed. I'll give you, no, not 50. I'll give you 5%. I told her I'll give you 5%. So she said, 5%, Pastor, sure, 5%. Let's go now. So, and women, you don't want to get something. Sir. Fast forward. The man bought. As the man paid the money, the man has not notified me that he has paid. The wife has called me. Want to someone else? The man bought the first property. To the glory of God, everything within 2 months. The man bought 5 properties from me. Every money that was coming to the man's hand, the wife would not allow him to rest. Buy more. Buy more. Because she's shopping. When she collected the first one, the first property bought, collected the first commission. She called me and said, Pastor, are you there, sir? The kid do. Pastor, that each time I want to send money to my siblings in Nigeria, I have to change dollars. But this one is Naira. I'll just give you an account. You'll be paying Naira into it. If my people in Nigeria need Naira, that's the account I'll be using to give them Naira. I said, I said, it's possible. As much Naira you want in that account, I can provide it. I'll upload it for you. And to the glory of God, within 2 months, the husband bought 5 properties. So she will call me again that, I just went to a party now. I just told them about you. If anybody calls you from there, they mention my name is Mio. Just spread your tentacles, sincerely. So when they were doing the last allocation in one of the estates, and they were going to mention her husband's name, I was shouting that they should help me get the clip where they allocated her husband. Just send to them. You have been allocated. Anytime you are coming, just come and take your possession. Okay, number 5. Let's be rounding up. This is 5 o'clock. Organize educational events. I hope people who are online are getting some vibes. Mr. Dominic, I greet you, sir. So, in case you have questions, please endeavor to ask your question. In case we don't answer them now, be sure that Mr. Dominic will do justice to it. Okay, organize educational events. So, teach local consumers about buying their first home. You know, the educational event is just like what Dr. Stephen Akintayo did for us today, which is like a webinar. You can have a webinar, because the truth is this, people are mostly looking for advisors. They are not just looking for an agent. You must be able to advise them. And it is the depth of your knowledge that will determine whether they want to deal with you. So it's important that you acquire enough knowledge about these things. See, a number of times I see some companies, when they push people on the street who are selling for them, and they say, come and buy, come and buy, come and buy. People have left the era of come and buy, come and buy. You need to engage them in a conversation. Why should somebody buy Ibejuleki from you? Where in Ibejuleki? What is the return on the investments? What can they build there? What kind of foundation can they do? What infrastructural plans does the government have? Okay, they are demolishing in some places in the Ibejuleki. What gives me the assurance that they will not demolish where you're asking me to come and buy? These are informations you need at your fingertips, such that by the time you finish a conversation with a prospective buyer, they know that you know what you are saying. All right, let's move to the next slide. Generate leads on social media, of course. These are ways. See, let me tell you this in case you may not have paid attention to it. A number of times when there is a particular trending news online, whether on Instagram or on Facebook, people make comments. Go and check those people making those comments. You can generate leads from there. Some of those people making comments, you can spend time or create time to be clicking some of those people to go to their profile, to know who they are, like their posts. From there, become friends with them. You can send them a DM, something that makes sense. I've tried it before. Excuse me. When I was to start a gospel program, an online program for gospel artists, now my fear was, how do I get this artist to be invited in this program? And one of the lead gospel artists told me, he said, just go to their DM, send a message that makes sense to them. They will consider being your guest. And truly, I haven't prayed about it. I started sending DMs to them. Your message must be captivating. A number of them, within the lockdown, I interviewed about 55 gospel artists within the lockdown, globally. And some of them, I didn't have a relationship with them before. So pay attention. Generate leads on social media. Go and be seeing stories that are trending and go and look for what people are saying. Some of those people making those comments, click and go to their pages to go and see one or two things about them. From there, you can size them up to know whether this person can buy into what you are selling or not. Okay. Develop a niche. I mentioned this before now, that it's important for us to develop a niche. If it is bungalow you want people to know you for, that you sell, let that be your niche. If what you want to be doing is purely site and service scheme, let that be your niche. Such that if they wake you up in the middle of the night and ask you any question about landed properties, you'll be able to answer. If your niche is to be selling arepo, let them call you arepo rats. Every part of arepo you will know. If you are selling Ibejuleki, let them be sure enough that anything that has to do with Ibejuleki, is at your fingertips. So develop a niche. What exactly do you want to be known for, even in the real estate game? Now, do you know that real estate has several components? And by His grace, a book will be coming out soon on the component of real estate as one of my real estate books. You know something? Amen. You know, in real estate, somebody will say, I want you to be my mentor in real estate. I'll say, which part of real estate? You know, real estate is vast. For instance, the component that makes up this building is close to 300. Okay, let me count a little. The nail, the hinges, the door opener, the door itself, the tires, the wall. Somebody did the burglary, POP, aluminium, sir, sand, granite, cement. They count close to 300 components. And now you want to do real estate. It will go all over. Do you want to be supplying cement, granite, or let's even leave the material supply area? Let's go to site and service scheme. Site and service scheme. You want to do build and sell. You want to do agency or consultancy, or you want to do only joint venture partnership, or you want to be a broker of deals. There is a guy on the island. He does not involve his one dime into any projects. The only thing they know him for is to broker deals. He has connect to the architect, the structural engineer, the owner of the body for the project, owner of land, he brings all of them together and the project will start. That's his own niche. So he can get project any day, any time. And they pay him facilitator's fee for bringing all those people together. At least I know a project that he brokered on the island. So there are people that's all they do. So develop a niche. Let's move, sir. How do you now segregate these leads? Number one, your personal leads. So the name, address, telephone number, and the rest. So separate those leads that you have. You have your personal leads. Number two, still move forward. There's a need for you to be communicating with those personal leads from time to time. The personal leads that you have, you now need another inner circle. These ones, they are the people that consist of contacts that you know best. And they are prospects who are willing to send businesses your way. And these are people that you give between 20 and 30% referral fee to. You'll be willing to part with your money. You can give more than what the company is giving to them because you know you'll get businesses from them. Yes. So we call them the inner circle out of your personal leads. Let's move, sir. Number three, your public lead. So these target people groups consist of every adult living in your market area. You can go direct and choose to prospect passively, and this means sending flyers to them. So never make your lead feel obligated to you. Rather, cause your lead to want to stay in touch with you. And remember, getting a lead is not just about to get immediate business. It is to harvest leads that eventually turns into business. Please, don't get it twisted. A number of times, leads does not necessarily turn to buyers of your products. But just one person that you treat well may not buy from you, but it may bring a fortune of people to you, depending on how well you know what you are doing, you know what you are saying, and how well you're able to convince the person to see what you are saying. On that note, leads are the lifeblood of the real estate industry, and give these tactics a try and see how they will benefit your business. So it's no secret that success doesn't happen overnight. It's going to take time and a lot of hard work to build a career in real estate. So just keep moving, like Johnny Walker said. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you very much.